Dr. Judith Salerno's career embodies a powerful blend of clinical, research, and health policy experience that spans both government and nonprofit sectors. Today, one of the nation's preeminent leaders in health and healthcare, Dr. Salerno was one of the first in her family to go to college. Her interest in medicine began when, as a child, sitting in the public library in Newark, New Jersey, she read a biography of Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell, the first female graduate of a U.S. medical school. She received her bachelor's degree in history with high honors from Stonehill College in 1973, and then came to Harvard, where she was one of the first students in the Health Policy and Management program, earning her Master's of Science degree in 1976. After graduation, she took positions in Massachusetts state government and at the U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare in Washington, D.C., and then served as Deputy Project Manager for a USAID-funded Boston University Health Policy Institute program in Egypt. She earned her medical degree from Harvard Medical School in 1985. Dr. Salerno completed her clinical training at Georgetown as a research fellow at the National Institute of Health's National Institute on Aging, launching her career in Washington. As Associate Chief of Staff at the VA Medical Center in Washington, D.C., Dr. Salerno developed and implemented innovative approaches to geriatric primary care and coordinated area-wide geriatric medicine training. She also co-founded the Washington, D.C. Area Geriatric Educational Center Consortium, a collaboration of more than 160 educational and community organizations in the Baltimore-Washington region. At the Veterans Health Administration, where she had oversight responsibility for all geriatrics and long-term care programs for the VA health system, she launched widely recognized national initiatives for pain management and improved end-of-life care. In 2001, Dr. Salerno was appointed Deputy Director of the National Institute on Aging. There, she oversaw the NIA's research into aging, including research on Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases, frailty and function in late life, and the social, behavioral, and demographic aspects of aging. In that role, she designed public-private initiatives to address aging stereotypes, novel approaches to support training of new investigators in aging, and programs to communicate health and research advances to the public. Serving as the Executive Director and Chief Operating Officer of the Institute of Medicine, now the National Academy of Medicine, she was responsible for directing IOM's research and policy programs, and guiding the Institute's operations on a daily basis. In 2013, while at IOM, she led its partnership with HBO to create the Emmy-nominated documentary series on America's obesity epidemic, The Weight of the Nation, and co-authored a companion book that examined the crisis and proposed solutions. She also oversaw over 150 consensus study reports and IOM policy forums, a consortium of government, industry, academic, consumer, and other representatives that identifies and examines emerging high-priority policy issues. As president and CEO of Susan G. Komen, the world's largest breast cancer organization, from 2013 to 2016, she oversaw global operations, guided the development of a new strategic direction and rebranding for the organization, and directed the launch of an innovative $27 million 10-city health equity initiative. Within her many executive roles, Dr. Salerno has focused on the public health needs of populations, especially those who are most at risk. Those who know Dr. Salerno well admire her intellect, sensitivity, strong values, commitment to service, and work ethic. They laud the impact that the tone and caliber of her leadership have had throughout the organizations she has served, shaping the tenor of institutional discourse and defining the goals and aspirations of countless colleagues. Today, Dr. Salerno is president of the New York Academy of Medicine, where she works with several thousand health professionals and leads strategic initiatives to advance health equity, focusing on healthy aging, disparities in maternal mortality, and child health and well-being. Dr. Salerno continues to see patients as a volunteer physician and has volunteered her services during national health emergencies. She worked in Louisiana during the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, and more recently as a palliative care physician at New York's Bellevue Hospital during the coronavirus epidemic. The mother of 3 children, Alyssa, Lauren, and Michael, who grew up with great appreciation for her career and contributions, Dr. Salerno has been a powerful advocate for women in medicine and the biomedical sciences. For her passion for the advancement of science, her unparalleled leadership skills, her commitment to grow the next generation of public health leaders, and her dedication to the health of those who are not well served, the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health recognizes Dr. Judith A. Salerno with the 2020 Alumni Award of Merit.
I look back on my time at the School of Public Health with fondness and gratitude. Those 2 years greatly influenced my entire career. I was surrounded by smart people who encouraged me to think independently and creatively, to use data wisely, but in the absence of good data, to use good judgment. But perhaps the most important thing I learned during my time at public health school was that every human life has value, and that has become the cornerstone of my professional career. I'm so appreciative of the people I met at Harvard, starting with my friend and mentor, Dr. Harvey Feinberg. A number of my fellow students, among them Barbara Lubash and Dr. Bopper Deaton, have become lifelong friends. Collectively, they helped prepare me for a life committed to service as a physician, a scientist, a public servant, and an organizational leader. Finally, it's important to acknowledge that I would have never have been able to attend Harvard if not for the generous Kaiser Fund Fellowship, which allowed me to follow my dreams. Thank you so much for this wonderful recognition.